Hey, welcome everybody. This is Chuck Hanson. I'll be your host here this evening. I just want to congratulate you for stopping by. If you've been around the network marketing industry, if you are brand new to the network marketing industry, you're going to hear some things on this presentation that are really going to be shocking. I know it was shocking for me the first time I heard things like this. If you've been around and maybe been in a company or two and you haven't done too well, or maybe not done too well at all and quit, or the company went out of business, well, it's not always your fault, right? It's has a lot to do with the timing of the company and whether or not that company is a startup. If you're an industry professional, if you've been around the industry for a while and maybe you're looking for a home, I want you to pay very close attention to what I'm going to present, because I think that you're going to find the information very, very interesting. You're going to hear about Valentis. Valentis is a 5-year-old company, grown about 900% in the last 12 months, and is positioned for massive growth over the next 3 to 5 years. So, what I want to do is take you through a very short presentation. But before I do that, I just want to give you something to think about. I mean, we're all thinking, people, is what you're doing right now capable of giving you $100,000 a year income or more? I don't know. Is it? Only you would know. How much money have you saved since you started working? That's always a good question. If you got sick or hurt and you couldn't work, what would be your fate? I mean, what would happen to you? And maybe you've not thought about those things. I know when I was a lot younger, I didn't think about them. I thought that, everything would work out. And luckily it did for me. But if your plan A, what you're doing, is not going to give you the kind of income and security that what I'm going to explain to you it could possibly give you, then you might switch your plan A to a plan B and do this. So I love this quote. I saw it today: until you find a way to make money even while you're sleeping, you'll work until you die. I love that. So I'm going to use that a lot. So a little bit about myself. I've been in the network marketing industry for 31 years full-time, made over $15 million, built large organizations all over the globe. And I was really not interested in doing anything. I was semi-retired, and that was back in the early part of 2018. I had really kind of retired in 2017, and I was happy doing what I was doing, but a good friend of mine contacted me because he discovered, well, maybe he didn't discover, I was the fattest I had ever been in my life. And so more on that story here in a second. What I've asked John Herenza to come on and tell you a little bit about himself, his background, why he decided to hook up with Valentis, and then we'll go on. I'll be right back to you.
Thank you so much for that kind introduction. And, with your history and success you've had in the industry, Chuck, let me just say it's just an honor to be working with you. You're a legend in this industry and just, have done amazing things, and just so excited to have you here, with us here at Valentis. Folks, I'll give you a little history on myself. I've been now 30 years now in the industry. I grew up in a small town in Minnesota, actually still have a lake home there, very near where I grew up. I had no sales background. I was a blue-collar worker. I was a welder, building, maintaining equipment. I have a learning disability. I have dyslexia. And so I came to the industry, with no self-esteem, no self-confidence, very, very shy and introverted. My first experience was NSA water filters, and just an amazing experience. It was 4 years there, learned the fundamentals, fell in love with network marketing, learned how important timing was, how important a consumable product was, and so I've now been 30 years in the industry. I've been with 4 companies. Every single experience has been phenomenal. I mean, you know, NSA, 4 years, earned about $400,000. Was with Rexall after that for 12 years, earned $4 million. From there, master distributor of Wayora. Over that 12-year window, you know, was able to earn about $10 million, and then another couple million with its sister company, Javita. And now I'm with Valentis, right? And what's led me to Valentis, number one, is because here's what I believe, is all of these companies, right, and/or opportunities are made up of 5 critical elements, right? The company, the product, the compensation plan, you know, the timing, and the training and support. And if 2 or 3 of those elements are not in place, I mean, it really doesn't matter how good we are, you know, or how hard we work. I mean, despite our best efforts, we're going to struggle, right? I mean, you could take me now, having earned $22 million in the industry, put me with a company where those elements aren't in place, and I'm going to struggle. I mean, I look at myself here today. I'm not a different person. I'm not doing anything different than I've ever done, but, you know, averaging, you know, almost a half or $400,000 a month, on the verge of making $500,000 a month. So I'm not doing anything different. The difference is the vehicle, right? And let me, you know, we all know, and I'm assuming most of these people watching this are people that have been in the industry, you've had success, you know, hear these stories about timing, and timing really is everything, right? And timing is actually very predictable. I mean, timing is a factor of numbers. There's very distinctive tipping points to where, you know, that trigger, you know, momentum and trigger that critical mass window where the company actually, you know, just explodes. And here's what's, you know, we've went in the, I mean, we've had our challenges. We're 5 years old. You know, we had a really good start, or actually a slow start. Then in the middle, you know, 2016, we had a great year. We had some challenges. You know, in May of last year, May of 2018, we were under $1 million in sales. We just closed out July over $8 million in sales. Okay, we've grown $1 million in each of the last in the last 4 months, and we're on track here in August to grow another $1 million. But here's why I'm telling you the story from a strict number standpoint, right? It's we've reached that point. This point of geometric growth is starting to work for us, because 7 million of the 8 million in sales is all brand new volume. Everybody's new and fresh and excited. So our attrition is literally non-existent. And so it's kind of like, if you look at that penny a day, double every day concept, and you know, you hit that certain tipping point where the compounding effect of numbers just, you know, kind of just take a course of its own, just explode. And if you look, and I got a little chart here, and if you look at the compounding effect of numbers, right, you know, a penny a day, doubled every day, and it's about day 20. It's about day 20 that the numbers really become significant, right? And that's from a just kind of a comparison standpoint. I think that's where we are. We're at about day 20. Because we have so many brand new, excited people making money and exploding that we're ready to absolutely explode. Okay, so we went from $1 million a month to $8 million a month. In the last year. We went from $2 million a month to $8 million a month since the first of the year. And I believe by the end of this year, we're going to grow $1 million in August. I believe with our conference in Orlando, we're going to grow $2 million in September. And I believe we're going to be doing $12 million a month by the end of this year. So this, and it's not just here in the United States. I mean, Chuck, you were just telling me about a meeting in Nigeria where you had people stand, 400 people in Nigeria, and we're not even official there yet, right? I mean, I was in Spain, you know, in May, you know, we're doing like $1.5 million a month in Spain. I mean, the thing is absolutely ready to explode. And again, I can just keep going. I'm excited, folks. This is the absolute dream time to join a company, because we are ready to absolutely explode. So
So guys, you know, and I agree with John. You know, it is the right time, and I'm going to go through some of those timing things with you. But before I do that, I wanted to really give you a little bit of background. Like I said, I was the fattest I had ever been. You know, that was the early part of 2018. I was flying around the world. I was eating a breakfast, lunch, or dinner meeting somewhere on the globe and gaining weight, right? And then I got a call from my good friend Dave Jordan, known Dave for about 8 years. And he says, Chuck, we've got this amazing weight loss coffee. You won't believe it. I said, Dave, I'm not interested in doing anything. I congratulate you. You know, you built a great company. But you know what? I'll go ahead and try it. You know, what did I have to lose? So I ordered a couple of canisters of coffee, started drinking 2 cups of coffee every morning like I normally do, and accidentally got on a scale and discovered that I had lost 9 pounds the very first week, just drinking 2 cups of coffee with no exercising, no dieting, no nothing, just drinking that coffee. That got me excited, right? So I started paying very close attention now and taking my weight and keeping track of everything. I lost 18 pounds the first month. My pants were fitting again. I could buckle them. I could do all kinds of things. I called Dave and I said, Dave, I'm going to grab an airplane ticket. I'm coming to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and come and visit with you for a couple of days. Because what I wanted to do was a forensic investigation. I wanted to do and look at everything to make sure that if I did pull the trigger, it was the right thing for me to do. After my 2 days, you can see there, you know, launched 2014, like John said, 5 years old, 100% debt-free. Dave and his wife own the company outright, not public, no stockholders, no partners, millions of dollars in the bank. Right now, 125 million in gross sales. At that time, it was 80 million in gross sales. A global seamless compensation plan. So for you all that are not familiar with that terminology, that means that we can refer people anywhere on the planet, right, and get paid on their efforts. First international office in the Philippines, that just now became the second biggest market in the world. First the US, then the Philippines. Shipping products globally now with a contract with DHL. So that's going to get better and better and better. And more importantly is the experience of the owner. Dave is one of those unique characters, and I'll call him a character because he is. He is just a very, very unique individual. One of 14 children, you know, 7th grade education, and just grew up learning about everything, learning about, he ran $100 million a year sports memorabilia company, and then he fell in love with network marketing and kind of got into a few companies which didn't do too well. One of those companies was with somebody that I've asked to join me here today. Chad, are you on the phone with me? Let's see, make sure that he's unmuted. Chad, are you on the phone here with me?
I am, my friend. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Great. Well, thank you very much for joining me. And, you know, guys, I wanted you to hear a little bit from Chad. Chad's up in Vancouver, BC. And Chad and I met in, I guess, about 2012. When I was with another company, he was with that same company, and we met for a mastermind session out in San Diego. And you know, a very, very intelligent, very bright guy, and I always stay in touch with all of those people that impress me, right? So Chad was one of those people that definitely impressed me. So Chad, a little bit about your background and why you decided after all these years to come back in and build it one more time.
Hey, Chuck. Well, thanks. I appreciate that introduction. That's very kind of you, kind words. Well, you know what, Chuck? I think now more than ever, I've been out of this profession now for like almost 5 years. I have some experience in the industry, and it's you know, treated me very well. But I decided to go back to the corporate life and had a corporate job, which I still have right now. And just, you know what, after you kind of get in touch with a big dream and you realize that that the path that you're on is not going to be able to take you to some of the things that you used to dream about or give you the kind of lifestyle that you want, you got to start looking for another vehicle. And that's kind of really well, you got me at the right time. Let's get right to the brass tacks. Chuck's like a dog on a bone. He's always keeping contact with me. And I think, Chuck, when I think about it, we've actually known each other longer than 2000. I think it was like something like 2009 or 2010. But anyways, it's been a long time, and you've always, been kind enough to keep me informed. Where most people you meet in life, sometimes you just you lose contact with them. Chuck's one of those fellows that, I don't have to talk to him for 5 years, and then, I'll hear from him, and it's just like you don't miss a beat. So I've been watching what Chuck's doing. I know Dave as well. I've known Dave for a lot of years, over a decade, I believe. And, Chuck has just was showing me what he was doing, and I'd never seen him this excited in probably, I don't know, I would say like since we had met last time many years ago. And I think last Christmas, he was telling me what he was doing, and the timing just wasn't right. And lo and behold, this August, just not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, all the stars kind of aligned, and we connected and got on the phone. And next thing you know, I had coffee in my hand a couple of days later, and back, ready to go full throttle here. And I mean, that's kind of the long way around the story. But, at the end of the day, Chuck, just to drive the message home, is that I think people are looking, and I think people are looking now more than ever. And, we can look at companies. There's all kinds of shiny objects out there, and we're getting bombarded daily. But when you look at something, and it's like what John alluded to earlier, and you look at a guy like Dave Jordan, who is a distributor at heart, and now as a CEO owns his own company, he sees things different. It's not a banker that a company's brought in to run a company. And I know Dave well enough to know that he would give you the shirt off his back if it had to happen. And so, that aligned with the leadership, yourself, John, Rick, it was a no-brainer for me when I started looking, and there was lots of options out there. And you and I connected, and it didn't take long for me to really see the big picture. But plus, you've been dripping stuff on me for so long that I was already sold probably by the time we picked up the phone. But you know what, Chuck, super excited. The company's just ready to explode. I'll just leave with one thing. Like Schopenhauer had said, so that German philosopher said, every opportunity goes through three phases. It goes through ridicule, it goes through opposition, and then it becomes self-evident. And in the initial stages, in the ridicule and the opposition phase, only about 3% of the population ever get in. And then afterwards, when it becomes self-evident, everybody else joins. And I really believe we're on the cusp of that. All the people, all the leaders in Valentis right now that have been out there, night and day, busting their butts, laying the groundwork for guys like me coming in, families like me coming in, now have it way easier than they did, 3, 4, 5 years ago. So we're lucky. We're on the brink. I'm glad that, I'm not waiting another day, and I just can't even begin to imagine what's going to happen with this company because it's ready to blast right off.
Chad, thank you very much. And I certainly agree with you. And you're right about not being there back in 2014, because those were the rough years, right? And when Dave told me that he was starting this company, I didn't give him a snowball's chance in hell of actually making it, right? But here we are 5 years later, $125 million in sales, shipping products all over the globe. And, it's, and the future is just absolutely incredible. So, I've got my crystal ball out. This is a little piece from Business for Home magazine. If you haven't ever been there, you can go there. You go to businessforhome.org, and there's a little blurb about Valentis, how many top earners they have on the listing. You see this company follows and tracks, all the top earners. And as you see, John there is number 11 in the world, right? Estimated $500,000 a month, $6 million a year. So if you thought that perhaps network marketing was for people that couldn't go out and get a real job like I did when I first got into the industry in 1987, that's not the case, right? these people are making a lot of money. Here's our product line. I mean, we've got an amazing product line, 22 products. And, the product that I got hooked on is the Valentis Slim Roast Optimum, this one right over here. This is 30 scoops. This is a container of $60, basically, $2 a cup. But it's not just a coffee. It is the most miraculous weight loss product I've ever seen in my life, in my entire career, because it gives almost instantaneous results on almost everybody. And everybody, if they take it, they will lose weight. They will have no appetite. They'll have extra energy. They'll have, no cravings whatsoever, because it all has to do with, this is an all natural product and is patented, right? Got a lot of other great products. I'm going to send you over to valentisproducts.com. Go over there and take a look. Take as much time, spend as much time as you want over there taking a look at the products. So valentisproducts.com. So, I've asked John to introduce my sponsor, Rick Giros. Rick and I have known each other for about 20 years. A great guy, 30-year veteran. So let me let John do that, and I'll be right back to you.
For 15 years. Rick is another one of those guys, an incredibly hard worker, understands compensation plans like no one else, has made millions of dollars in this industry. That type of work ethic, heart and soul in a leader, Royal Diamond here with Valentis, multi-million-dollar earner, someone I am very, very proud to call my friend, my confidant and co-worker here in this industry, Rick Geralds. And so, Rick, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hey, thanks, John, and back at you on all the compliments. John and I come from kind of the same industry background. We were both in NSA and didn't even know each other and achieved the highest rank. So, I was in Kansas, and I guess I don't know where he was at, but good old days. 30 years in the industry, 38 years I've been in, nutritional supplements. And since you kind of did some other things and took some of the thunder, which is great. I love your explanation. The timing, oh my gosh, guys, I'm excited. But why I joined this company really in the beginning, I've been here 5 years. And I joined this company in the beginning because of Dave Jordan and his wife, Joyce. And I had actually encouraged Dave to start his own company way back in like 2010, something like that. And finally in 2014, he launched, okay? And when we launched, we had 3 products. Now we have something like 20. But let's be honest, I mean, you wouldn't have wanted to join the company the first through the 4th year. I mean, you would have wanted to join back in May of 2018 because we have in-house customer service, in-house shipping, okay? I mean, we are shipping 2 to 3 days all over the United States. We just brought on, we're testing DHL in many markets right now. I mean, that's a major international shipper that's going to ship right to people's doors, their doorstep. So I'm pretty excited about the structure of the company. I'm excited about having Dave, who's already got, Dave and I and you, John, we had built a previous company to 3.8 million, I believe it was, in 12 months. In 12 months, I think it was 12 months we did that. And you were number 1 earner, and Dave, who's our CEO, was number 3, and I was like number 4 at one point in that company. So we have a CEO that's a distributor's CEO, and he knows what we go through in the field. So everything he does at corporate and his corporate team, they're doing the things that are necessary to keep this ball rolling and keep the momentum going. And I was telling somebody the other day, I really believe that we're going to go to 100 million a month. But my story is just in this setting here. Back in May of 2018, I was earning about 8,000. I think I dropped down to about 8,000 or 9,000. And let me see, 10 months later, I'm Royal Diamond, making over 100,000 a month. I mean, I had no idea it was going to jump up that fast. I mean, I've had successes where I've been over 40,000 a month in many different companies, but never jumped to 100,000 a month, John. And why is that happening? Everything is in place. The comp plan is driving the products, and the products are driving the comp plan. And that's really the bottom line. Everything's in place for somebody to come on board. And what's more exciting, guys, it's not just you and I, John, with all the experience that are making money. I mean, I did a conference call back in July 9th, and it's on our website. I did a call where everybody I had on my call in the group were brand new people, never made money in network marketing, and they're scoring here, big money, not just, $300 a month. I'm talking about people are making $4,000 and $5,000 a week. This other gal that's in my group, I mean, she just made Royal Diamond. We got 2 Royal Diamonds now. All of this in 12, 13 months. So it's pretty exciting, but really, let me tell you why this is working. I'm going to talk a little bit about product. The coffee and weight loss together, 2 massive industries. You're talking about a very simple product that people already drink, John. They already drink the product every day. So it's like we got the best weight loss product in my entire career of network marketing for 30 plus years. We've got the best weight loss product, but it's being delivered in a coffee. Okay? And what do people already do every day? They drink coffee. So all we're saying is, hey, check out our coffee versus yours. Yours is just the beans, but ours is really magical. It is a miracle coffee. Okay? But we call it Slim Roast Optimum coffee, okay? But the reason it works is because it works with the metabolism, okay? It works 6 different ways, 7 different ways in the body. You can have 5 or 6 different positive results right up front from 1 cup, and that's what's really exploding this. The product is working. People are getting results. They're losing weight. They're losing inches, and they don't have to change a habit. I've been in the fitness industry. I've been in the diet industry. I've done that for 38 plus years, recommending to people nutritional supplements. If diet and fitness were the answer, if going to the gym every day was the answer, then why did Houston, Texas get voted not only the fattest city in the nation 2 years ago, but they got voted the most people who work out per capita? That means we have a bunch of overweight people going to the gym, and it's not working. Because if it was working, we would be voted the skinniest city eventually. And we're still the fattest city, okay? Texans like their pork and their beef, so and their potato salad. So anyway, we've got a product that's really exploding the pay plan. We've got a pay plan where you're getting paid 6 ways, and you know exactly where the money's coming from. Somebody, once they watch a 12.5-minute Zoom of mine, they know exactly how they're getting paid. And that's not like other companies, I'm sorry to say, but most other companies, people are walking around going, I don't understand any of this, And so what's nice is over here, you can be excited and just build your business. And it's very simple. You only need 2 or 3 people to start making good money. You don't have to go out and build 3 or 5 or 10 legs wide. So we've got the product that's helping people's metabolism, because that's what's going on out there. Obesity is a worldwide epidemic. And so with a worldwide epidemic, and we have the solution to the worldwide epidemic of obesity, and it's a solution that people already do, most people already do all day long, is drink coffee. Simple. So that's what's...
So guys, to end my story, 18 pounds the first month, 40 pounds now. I went from 215 to 175, but more importantly, the fat has melted off, right? I mean, I went from a 40-inch waist now to a 33-inch waist. And I avoided a knee replacement surgery because I lost 40 pounds. So I can't say enough about the coffee. There's what's happened to us, in a very short period of time. I'd like to say that, I'm responsible for that massive growth, but that would be a lie. And, I was responsible for a little bit of it. So 700,000 in May of 2018 to 7 million in May of 2019. We just wrapped up August, right? At almost 10 million, right at, we were just a hair shy of 10 million. That might turn out to be 10 million once they look at the numbers. But, the start of momentum, 900% growth, so you got to pay attention to that. And here's the reason that I point. I mean, I've been with 3 other companies that I've been able to join at the right time. And it was, call it luck, call it anything you want to, but I'd rather be lucky than good. And, you know, certainly joining a company as a startup is, you know, the fatality rate is crazy, right? So if that's what you've done, if that's what you're doing, you know, in a startup company, the likelihood of that company staying in business for 2 years, now you know, probably don't have to believe me. That's okay. You'll have to go and experience it yourself. I've already experienced it. But you've got to catch a company right in this window, right before they start to go into real momentum. And it's got to be the right company with the right products, you know, with the right compensation plan, with the right management team, with all the stars lined up. And I'm telling you, folks, that's what Valentis is. That's what drug me out of semi-retirement and went and started building another team, because I could see it. I could see piles of money over there waiting for me to pick up those piles of money. All I had to do was get started. And, you know, so I wasn't going to miss that opportunity. The future, the potential is going to be fantastic. You know, I forecasted that we would do 50 million, and we're going to easily do 50 million in 2019. But 2020 is going to be 450 million. I'll show you. And when that happens, that's when the fish start jumping in the boat. I mean, the projection, you know, John said we'd be at 10, 12 million come January. I think he's right. You know, I was kind of, but here we're in August, right? 10 million. So we might be ahead of that. We might be 15 million. But then we're going to grow 15 million, 20 million, 25 million, 30 million, 35 million, you know, and we're just going to keep growing. And when a company does that, you can't help but to make money. That's when people get attracted to the company, and they just want to join. They just want to jump in the boat, if you will. So, you know, if we grew 5 million a month over the next 12 months in 2020, that's 450 million. I mean, that would be massive. And I see every indication that will happen. So, hey, I wanted you to see, this is a chart that's put out by the company. It gives qualifications, and it gives average monthly income. And I just want you to look at the average monthly income. Don't know what you're doing, what your job might be, what kind of income you might be making, what kind of income you'd like to earn, but here's what other people that hit these ranks earn in Valentis. Diamond, 3,000 to 6,000, right? Double diamond, 7,500 to 12,500 a month, right? Triple diamond, 15,000 to 30,000. Yeah, I mean, that is phenomenal money. Blue diamond, I hit triple diamond in October of last year, and working on getting to blue diamond, very, very close, 33,000 to 75,000 a month. Rick was a blue diamond, just went to royal diamond, and he's knocking the cover off the ball. So all you've got to do is pick out your income. We set up a plan, and we work the plan and go for it. That was my first check, $724. I joined on the 20th of May after I heard that call, and ordered a couple of canisters of product, and then started drinking and talking. Right? A year later, my check, and the big difference, right, is the dual team income. The dual team income. And I'm not going to go into a big training. I can give you lots of websites. You can get all of the compensation plan or Rick's Zoom. But on my first year, almost 225,000. But more importantly, the first 3 months of my second year, which was June, July, and August, I made $107,000. Right. So I made almost half as much in just 25% of the time, right? Only in one quarter. So, you know, now is the perfect time to get started. Again, this is a real business. These are real people that are making real money, and it's all up on the Business for Home magazine. And we've got 15 people now on that up there, you know, John number 11, Rick's 241, Jen Melendez, 93,000. She just hit Royal Diamond. Just absolutely smoked it to Royal Diamond. And Dr. Chi, you know, knocking the cover off the ball, full-time pediatric doctor, right? Put his practice on hold. Obviously, there's more money in network marketing than there is being a physician. Karen, myself, Jola, and Lydia. So, you know, if they can do it, you can do it. It's just a matter of time. It's will you put in the time and the effort? And so here's, I kind of grabbed some numbers and I looked at, you know, where our incomes were at these particular points in times. And these are weekly checks, right? There was John and Rick prior to the launch of Slim Roast Optimum, which was released on the 20th. And there was my first check. There was their first check after the launch of that product. And as you can see, it just kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. So, you know, it's all real. The question is, you know, if there was a pretty darn good chance that a $600 investment plus, you know, you putting in 10 to 12 hours a week part-time effort over the next 3 to 5 years would or could produce a 6 or perhaps a 7-figure annual income, is that something you'd be interested in doing? You know, everybody I ask that question to says yes. You know, why not, right? I mean, this is a perfect plan B because it's going to happen, folks. It's going to happen with or without you. And that's what I saw when I was at the office. I said, you know what? These guys are going to do this with or without my help or my involvement. And do I want to forego that and leave those millions of dollars that I could pick up? And I said, no, I want to get started. $600, complete training. No boss, obviously, unless you've got a wife, but then you have a boss. Unlimited income, no employees. I had 125 employees when I had my advertising agency. Tax benefits, you know. So this is the perfect plan B business. We've got 3 ways to get started. We've got a platinum product package, $239.95. We've got an emerald package, $11.95, 36 products. I like to focus on the Business Builder package. Why? Because it's got everything you need and it maximizes the payout of the compensation plan. So does the Emerald package, but why spend, you know, more money just to have more products unless you just want more products, right? So Business Builder package gives you everything that you want. Here's a little chart. That, if you start with the Ruby Business Builder package, you participate in 2 bonuses that you can't grab any other way, and that is the legacy bonus and the global bonus enrollment pool. So plus you get this dual team match of 20, 10, 5, and 3%, which is a great bonus. So that's what I say, you know, that's how I encourage everybody to get started. Buy the Business Builder package. Look, it's $600 and it's $160 a month. So that is a global business, right, with unlimited income potential. $600, $160 a month. Marshall Silver was my first diamond in my organization. And Marshall and I have known each other for years, and he saw me posting some pictures of the fat melting off, and he said, dude, how are you getting that to happen? I said, Marshall, I'm drinking some magic coffee. He said, send me some. I sent him some. He just went crazy with it. He's lost 40 pounds now and loves it. He promotes it at all of his seminars now, and he's got 4 upcoming seminars coming. Now, here's the cool part. if you purchase a Business Builder Pack, you don't have to be in Marshall's organization, but you have to be in my organization, right? You will get 2 tickets to Marshall Silver's Turning Point seminar, and you can go to Silver, S-Y-L-V-E-R, silver.com/TP for Turning Point, and read and look at the event. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. I've been several times. 3 days with Marshall is just an amazing experience. So, you know, by all means, if you can get to Newark, get to Manhattan, I'm going to try to get to the Manhattan event, you know, go. By all means, go. And so, you know, where do you see yourself? Are you an A or a B, right? I mean, that's what everybody's looking for. They're looking for an A or a B, somebody that's ready to get started, that's excited about the opportunity, wants to plug in and build a massive organization and a massive income. Maybe you've got a few questions, and hey, I had a lot of questions, right? So I had to jump on an airplane and go up to Sioux Falls to get all of my questions answered. You know, and maybe it's not for you. Maybe you think, well, you know, this is way out of my comfort zone. I don't think I could ever do anything like that. And if that's what you think, then, you know, that's your reality, right? So, and some people just want to be a customer. I say, yeah, okay, but I'm really looking for business builders. Never turn a customer away, but I'm looking for people that want to build a large investment. Now, here's what's happening in Orlando, Florida, and I know the hurricane and all of that stuff. I'm going to date this video right here. The hurricane is on its way to my house. I'm over on the tip of North Carolina, right at the very southeastern corner of the state, in a little town called Wilmington, and we have the hurricane on the horizon. And it looks like it's going to be very, very close, if not on shore, by Friday. So airports are going to be closed down. Our power is going to go out, and all of those crazy things. We're completely fortified and can ride out the storm quite well. But you know, was through another hurricane. I mean, this is ironic, right? This is the second conference in September that I've missed because of a hurricane. I mean, that's like unbelievable. The one last year was in Vancouver. Couldn't get a flight out of here because we had, and this hurricane came right over us again. So, you know, hopefully this will whip on by. But, you know, if you can get to Orlando somehow, some way, get there. I'll get you a ticket, you know. I'll get you a ticket. That'll be my treat. It'll be part of my my not being there. But just get a hold of me. I'll get you a ticket. Get to that event. I know there's people coming from Korea, there's people coming from Africa, there's people coming from Micronesia, there's people coming from Spain and from Russia and all kinds of places. You know, I just wish that I could be there, but you know, here we are. It is what it is. So just if you can get there, that will give you the belief that you might need in order to take that next step. So hey, with that, God bless everybody. Thanks for being here with me. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you taking your time to watch this video, whether live or, you know, on Memorex on the replay. But with that, real good. We'll talk to you later.